Unit 4 Vocab, make sure you're using your context clues to complete the ed puzzle. Benefactor. With the help of a rich benefactor, Christine was able to successfully fulfill her dream to start her own company. A benefactor is considered altruistic and benevolent, or malevolent and insidious. Covet. Mary Ellen coveted her best friend's husband so much she created an insidious scheme to make him fall for her. To covet something means to abhor it or to desire it. Guise. The thief used the guise of a TV repairman to gain entry into the victim's home. If you wear the guise of a smile, you are smiling because you're happy, or pretending to smile, but are really sad. Innocuous. Although his intentions were innocuous, the prank he played on his sister ended with her getting hurt and having to take a trip to the emergency room. Innocuous intentions are harmful or innocent and inoffensive. Intrinsic. Students who are intrinsically motivated tend to do better in school because they care about the end result of their grades. An example of an intrinsic motivation is making meaningful connections or winning a prize. For a hint, take a look at our picture over here. Okay, look at what's on the inside and what's listed here for extrinsic. Magnanimous. She was grateful her principal was magnanimous because she knew she was wrong and could get into a lot of trouble for what she did. You would want your boss to be magnanimous if you arrived late to work. False? True. Omniscient. Many teens believe they are omniscient and do not heed the advice of adults around them. Later in life, many of those same teens will apologize for acting like know-it-alls. An omniscient narrator would have limited information about the characters or can read into the thoughts of all of the characters. Omnivorous. I am an omnivorous reader and do not discriminate against any genres. In fact, I prefer to switch from one to the other so I do not get bored. If a child has omnivorous curiosity, it means they take in all of their surroundings, or they are selective in noticing details. Remember from last week, omni means all. So what could omnivorous mean then? Placid. She is normally very placid by nature, but today Mrs. Christie didn't have her coffee, so she wasn't feeling as calm. A placid setting would consist of animals calling, leaves crunching, or a cool breeze blowing, subtly moving the water. Ruckus. My neighbors had a ruckus get-together full of eating, drinking, and game playing. How would I feel about this party if I am trying to keep my newborn babies asleep? Exulted because they are finally sleeping, or infuriated because they woke them up. Solace. Though she knew it couldn't completely heal her pain, she offered a hug and listening ear as a solace to her best friend who had just lost her grandmother. How is the word solace used in the sentence? As a noun for comfort or consolation, or a verb to give solace to? For a clue here, there's the word a in front of it. Is it used as a person, place, or a thing, or is it an action? Sonorous. Low, sonorous boos resonated from the stands as the unpopular athlete walked back to the sidelines. Sonorous means full, rich, deep in sound, or low and dull in sound. Think about the famous voice of Darth Vader. And when a bell rings back and forth, or if you listen into a conch shell, what noises do you hear? Superficial. Sal was relieved the damage to his house was just superficial. A simple paint job to repair the surface damage was much less money than he anticipated spending. So how would you care for a superficial wound? Would you place a Band-Aid over the cut, or would you go to the hospital to get stitches? Temerity. Noelle couldn't believe the temerity her best friend displayed when she questioned the principal in front of the entire sophomore class. Some respected her, while others thought she was entirely too brash. An example of something displaying temerity would be politely asking someone to switch seats with you, or cutting in front of a person in line who is clearly easily agitated. Vociferous. At the pep rally, the most vociferous class wins the spirit stick, because noise equates to spirit. Mrs. Christie uses a vociferous voice when she teaches. How does her class respond? They put earbuds because they don't want to hear her talk loudly, or they are able to fall asleep because her voice is soothing. And those are your words for the week.